It's the Joel Shit Show, featuring Joel Shit. Hi, welcome to the Joel Shit Show. I'm your host, Joel Shit. So last night was a very busy night for me, working for Yahoo, covering State of the Union address with your President, Barack Obama. And it was nice to do something I was going to do anyway, but get paid for it. It's truly the American dream. He knows how to give good speeches, and it was interesting that he didn't say things that were placate. He's made it pretty clear that he will go down with the ship in the sense that he's not going to say what he needs to say to get reelected. He's going to say what needs to be done and deal with the political ramifications later. Except if you look at the polls, he would win re-election, even though it's just because he's popular. The same way that the George W. Bush won re-election because he was popular, even though he wasn't a very good president. So it's easy for him to paint himself as someone who is standing for his issues as opposed to saying what it takes to get elected. But we don't know whether he would actually do that if his re-election were in jeopardy. In about a year and a half, we'll know. He's not going to get impeached, but I don't understand what it's going to take to get the American people to think that he's doing a good job. Maybe they don't have to think he's doing a good job. Maybe they just have to like him. Maybe he's figuring that he'll just, as long as he's liked, he'll be fine. And I don't see him cheating on Michelle because Michelle's hot. So, we'll see. Of course, Hillary was pretty hot in her day too, but the difference is Michelle is still attractive. Poor Chelsea. I mean, I would still drop everything and marry Chelsea, but at least I know in 20 years, her best days will be behind her. But so what? Those would be 20 good years. I'll take 20 good years. He didn't really talk about healthcare. I think he's kind of exasperated by it. I will tell you that the Republicans haven't had 59 seats in the House since 1920, or the Senate since 1923, yet they seem to have passed all kinds of legislation when they've been in charge. But the Democrats, the 59 Senates, 57 plus 2 caucusing with the Democrats in the Senate, have not really been able to get much done in a year. And I think at some point, maybe they have too many editors. Like I always say, well, I'm an editor, and everybody needs an editor, and my girlfriend says that, not me, but it's true though. We all need editors, and someone to keep us in check, and blah blah blah. Maybe the Democrats are spending too much time fine-tuning everything instead of actually getting something done. Republicans should be happy, because if the Democrats got more done, that would be more spending, wouldn't it? And then of course the Republicans would be like, oh well. So the thing is, the Republicans know that the health care bill is good. I don't even know that. But the Republicans have to know the health care bill is good, because they would have let Olympia Snowe change her mind and become number 60 to invoke cloture, and then they could pass this bill in the Senate. But why don't they do that? Because they know that if it passes, it will give the Democrats something to point at this November. Remember, midterm elections are only 9.5 months away. If you wanted to have a child on election day, you better start fucking. So he doesn't want to. If he thought it was a bad bill, he would let the Democrats pass it, and Olympia Snowe or someone else who would get reelected anyway, and then be able to say later, look at this crappy bill they passed. I can't believe they passed it. It's terrible for these reasons. No, if that were true, he would let them. Mitch McConnell has more power than you think. It's kind of like how in the state Senate in California, how they couldn't pass a budget for months because they couldn't get a 2/3 majority, because I think they have like 60-something% Democrats in the state legislature, but it's not 2/3, so it's between 60 and 66.67. So I don't know. The speech was fine. I mean, it wasn't boring, but it was like the fourth bore of the Caldecott boring. Like, there was a lot of stuff going on. Oh, I'm gonna whoosh. Oh, that was awesome. I love whooshing by somebody. I think you got to see me whoosh by him too. That was sweet. And it makes this episode shorter, so everybody wins. The Republican response I'm so used to Republican responses. Well, actually, I don't know. Have we had one yet? Because this was the first State of the Union address. I mean, the one that was given after he took office wasn't a real State of the Union address, right? This was his first one. But I could have sworn the purpose of these things was to hear Republicans talk about how the president doesn't know what the hell he's doing and he's incompetent and all these things. And all they did was basically give a miniature State of the Union address, which I thought was kind of strange. So, I don't know. If you want people to not like the State of the Union address and not like the president, then you should have done a better job. But he didn't fuck things up. I mean, God, Bobby Jindal and... Oh, yeah, well, Bobby Jindal gave a Republican response. So, obviously, there's Republican responses to things that aren't State of the Union addresses. This is what happens when you don't come to rehearsal. That's all the time we have for today. Visit us on the web at joelshitshow.com. Email joel@joelshitshow.com.